For BWYellowJackets.com, I'm Brendan Gulick. Let's get you ready for the final week in September. Most of the Yellow Jacket teams are pretty much halfway through their seasons and are winding their way into conference play if they haven't done so already. So let's get you ready for how they're going to line up this week. First, yesterday, the women's golf team played at the Allegheny Invitational. They finished in 6th place as a team, and they will continue their fall season this weekend. We'll get to that in just a minute. Tonight, the women's soccer team is at Grove City, their first of 3 straight road games, which will then get them into conference play coming up this weekend, 4 o'clock here this afternoon. Women's volleyball has a game at Teal. They're going to play, or I should say they're playing Teal, but they're at Hiram College, and that's a game at 5 o'clock later tonight. The volleyball team is off to another really good start, gearing up for OAC play. Tomorrow, the men's soccer team will play Grove City, and they've got a 4 o'clock kickoff. Unfortunately, the men's tennis match against Mount Vernon Nazarene was postponed tomorrow. It's been a frustrating fall for the tennis teams with a lot of wet weather. Nobody's competing on Thursday, but Friday things get rolling. And believe it or not, the men's and women's swimming and diving teams will compete for the first time this weekend. Everybody thinks of that as just being a winter sport, but they are competing at Cleveland State. It's going to be the Viking Relay Challenge. It goes on Friday. Women's swimming and diving and the men's swimming and diving team start at 6 o'clock on Friday. The men's tennis team does have the ITA Central Regional Championships, which are hosted by Washington University in St. Louis. Those will be on Friday as well, starting at 9 a.m. And the volleyball team has Capital Friday evening, 7 o'clock, and that's a game here on campus. On Saturday, mentioned the women's golf team. They're going to continue with the OAC Fall Preview, hosted by Mount Union on Saturday. The men's and women's cross-country teams will compete in the All-Ohio Championships. Those are being put on by the University of Akron this weekend. The men's golf team has the Papa Flowers Invitational, which is a annual fall tournament hosted by John Carroll. So the men's golf team in action on Saturday as well. Men's tennis continues their competition on Saturday in St. Louis. The women's volleyball team will be at Washington and Jefferson. That'll be in Meadville, Pennsylvania, hosted by Allegheny College at 1 o'clock on Saturday. Football has a second straight road game after having won this past weekend at Heidelberg. The football team will play at Capital, a 1:30 kickoff on Saturday afternoon. Volleyball will also play Allegheny on Saturday, and that should be at 3 o'clock. Men's soccer is at home on Saturday night. We'll have the broadcast for you here on BWYellowJackets.com. They've got the Capital Crusaders at 7 o'clock. And at the same time, the women's soccer team will be playing at Capital on Saturday night at 7 o'clock. And then on Sunday, the women's golf team will conclude their fall preview. And the men's tennis championships for the ITA Central Regional Championships will wrap up in St. Louis. So a very busy weekend for the Yellow Jackets to conclude the month of September. We'll have everything that you need in terms of game recaps, hopefully some highlights from the couple of games on campus, and we'll certainly cover you on social media as well. Good luck to everybody competing this weekend, and I'm Brendan Gulick for BWYellowJackets.com.